Welcome to TLC for the Soul podcast, where soul meets spirit. You have entered into sacred space. I'm your host, Tammy Lynn Chambers, and I'm here to help you shine. Now let's get going on this podcast journey. Hello friends, hello, and welcome to the November Energy Hangout and Light Language Activations show. Before I go any further, I want to wrap us all in love light and light love, inviting in the guides who overlie TLC for the soul, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, the Pleiadians, and a cast of TLC for the soul guides who help us on our journey. Welcome, welcome in. I guess I need to get in the camera. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining me here today. November so far, I wanted to do this show for about a week now, and I keep being pulled into other things. And so I was like really set firm boundaries today about getting on here and doing this for us, because I think it's very much needed right now for this month. This is a huge transformational month in the energies. I've talked about it, I think, probably enough, but I'll probably have to bring it up again about Pluto ending its 16-year stint in Capricorn, where it's been since January 2008, and finally on November the 19th, moving into the sign of Aquarius. And it takes a really long time for Pluto to make the rounds on the zodiac wheel. So, think back to what's been happening for you since that time. And I'm going to ask the guides that are here to help guide this, because it can't be, we could talk for probably hours, but I want this to be about 30 to 45 minutes and talk about how we can support you here at TLC for the Soul for this month ahead, because there was a very challenging past couple of days already, and it's not going to let up for until the third week of November. We are in this kind of roller coaster ride where, like, one day it feels like, whoa, this is really great, and then the next day there may be some challenges and things coming up, and I want the guides to guide my words and guide the priorities of what we want to talk about and the healing that we want to do today, so that we can stay on track and get you what you most need to hear in this now. So the transformational energies that are coming for multiple reasons. The 1111 gateway is one of them, and they want me to focus on that for a minute, because they feel like that one should not be overlooked. We have to go through the 1111 before we jump into the Pluto leaving Capricorn thing. And so they want me to take a minute to talk about that. So get yourself something cozy. You've got my TLC for the Soul. Actually, this was a prototype mug, but I do have the mugs. This is Lovebirds, but I have some TLC for the Soul mugs on my Redbubble merch place. All links to everything I always talk about are always in the notes of the show, no matter whether you're listening on the podcast or whether you're watching on YouTube, which you can come. This is a video on YouTube. You can come over here and watch me on TLC for the Soul on YouTube if you'd rather get the visuals. All right. So no wonder I sat down before the show to try to channel in, because there's no Earth Council update for this month. So if you missed the Earth Council update, I went back and looked at it. I checked in with them, and they said they had nothing for November. That really the update they gave for October was from now until the solstice. It wasn't really clear in the channeling, but that channeling is out there. It's on Patreon. It's on my blog. Again, the links to both of those things are in the notes of the show. But let's take a minute then to talk about the 1111. And I knew transformational energies were coming in this morning. There was some Kundalini fire they were talking about. There was a lot of butterflies, which are signs of transformation. And whenever I'm guided to put the snake bracelet on, which was made for me it's a little hand-tooled like snake, then I know there's something going on with the like that divine masculine. I don't know, Kundalini is kind of like a divine masculine energy and kind of like a divine masculine ring on. And I was guided to bring out my book, Shape Shift, which is a highly transformational story about a young girl who is Indigenous, who goes on a shaman's journey. So it's very small, and I don't even know if I still have it in physical form. I think I pulled all these, but it's out there in ebook. All my ebooks are free to read. Google Books, Apple Books, Barnes and Nobles. So if you hear, we're going to pull a few intuitive passages from this, do some healing around those, and I guess maybe call it a show. They're saying it's not so much what I have to talk about, it's the energy that will be projecting out to you through the light language of my body, like my facial expressions, the intonation in my voice, my eyes, the light language that we'll be doing through the eyes, through the voice, so all of that is really what they're saying is more important right now than the actual words being spoken. But many different beings interact with this content that I have. So it's not just human beings. So everybody interacts differently, right? You may be like, well, I need to hear the words. I don't care about what you are doing with your eyes or whatever. But other beings in other dimensional realms that are taking part in this transmission might need that type of communication. So I'm going to take this book and I'm just going to do like our intuitive, what do you guys wanted to know about the 1111? Because actually today's the 9th. Better get on it. 1111 is coming. Okay, what? Okay, the right side of the page. She didn't quite, so this is page number 19. She didn't quite know where to start. She had never been there before. So this may be energies we haven't encountered yet. So the way we usually do these with the intuitive readings is we pick a passage. We do the same thing on Bringers of the Light Sundays with the books that we're working on, to the channeled books. All of my work is quote unquote channeled via automatic writing. Fiction and nonfiction, it's all done the same way. And so there's all these metaphors and like transformational energy, motivational energy, and stuff like that in these pages. But this is Tatiana, who's our girl in the book. She didn't quite know where to start. She had never been there before. So we read and we test out the metaphors is what I'm trying to say. It's very easy, my dear, the gnome said. Just set the intention to get there or go there and I'll lead the way. So she's learning how to manifest, it looks like, because it's like, okay, here goes, she said, holding tightly to the staff. She closed her eyes. I'm going to the never. My intent is to be there right now, she said to herself. And she felt a small tug on her elbow and off they went. Oh, twisting, turning, leaping, flying, off into the never they went. She had never been this way before. She knew that he was leading and she let her, he was leading. This came up in the energy, today's cards, the word he was in there. He was leading and she let her body relax. Now 1111, if one of my people that are on a divine counterpart journey, is like a manifestation number for soulmates. She noticed all manner of things as they journeyed down around through time and space. It's so lovely, she said, more to herself than anything. He nodded and they kept going. Fantastical lands, sweeping scapes, all passed by as they kept on going. The perseverance energy of this Pluto and Capricorn. Is it much further, she asked. Oh gosh, I was talking about divine timing. Hold on, I think I'm going to sneeze. Is it much further, she asked, and as if that question fell on deaf ears, which might as well not even ask them, she reached her hand out and grabbed his tunic, and they stopped moving. Not a sound, he doesn't say it that way, but he said, no, a little forced no. Not a sound, not a whisper, he said, let me check. She felt his hand release her elbow, and she was left suspended there mid-journey. She sensed his presence go away and then felt him back again. We've arrived, he said softly, but keep your tongue. It's not safe here yet. We must get you there first. Where is there? She whispered. All right. I think page 19, I think the 19, I need to double check that. I'm not going to look at that now. I'm not going to look at what card that is in the tarot, but there's a lot of this dichotomy of, I think that's what we were talking about. Like some days it feels great, the next day it feels weird. There's a lot of this push-pull dynamic going on right now too, between the divine masculine and the divine feminine in this month of November, this 11th month, and then the 1111 portal, which can mean many things to, many people. Different people are going to take the 1111 numbers in different ways. The 1111 in the tarot is also, the 4 wands is a significator of like the 1111 because it's got 2 wands and 2 wands. Looks like 1111. What do you want the folks listening here to know about 1111? Why is it that important? Because it says we're always on a journey. Fantastical land, sweeping, keep going. It's so much further. Is it much further? And it's interesting because he comes out and he says, we've arrived. So let's get, this is my deck. I also make a lot of little oracle decks. This is my deck, Pleiadian Power. All my decks are available exclusively through the Game Crafter. Links to everything we talk about, always in the notes if you want to go take a look, but this is Pleiadian Power. Let's just see what's going on with the 1111. Cassie the Heart Fairy is what we got for the 1111. When you know where your heart is, when you feel the magic within, then all is right in your world. It's about being true to yourself, standing in your power. These are not unknown concepts. Oh, there it is on the bottom of the deck. This is the one. It's okay. Things are happening behind the scenes that you can't see right now. Everything will turn out fine. So I think there's still this like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? I don't even know necessarily sometimes if I know where there is. What are we trying to get to? What is this magical, are we there yet? I've listened to a few way showers talk about the month of November, the ones that resonated with me, because everybody's talking about the month of November, right? But what I need to know and communicate what's for our collective too. And there was a lot of this, the nervous system being highly activated this month, and that you're going to have to find ways to self-soothe yourself, but like not self-soothe yourself too much. Again, this balance of energies. And so I think for the 1111, look at that piece. Yeah, for the 1111 this month, it's not so much twin flame energy, although that is a big part of it. Manifesting your soul flame, coming in, coming through. Divine timing working on your favor behind the scenes if you are manifesting that type of new soul relationship. But it's more about being at peace within yourself, because whenever you're trying to manifest something, you have to let go. You have to trust. You have to allow your guides to work on your behalf, and you have to be what's called the receptive mode in order for manifesting to happen. And that's more of a divine feminine energy than a masculine energy. And I think there's this sense that I do feel like the divine masculine, be it with your own inner masculine or your, somebody that's external to you, I do feel like they have this sense of where they're going and how to get there. And I feel like the divine feminine is, obviously is using their intuition. So this could be you, like using your intuition and then thinking about what you want, manifesting things, and then allowing your inner divine masculine to lead the way, help you to take those action steps to get to where you want to go. Or if this is about two people, I do feel like the divine masculine is the one that's taking action towards whatever this shared goal is. And the divine feminine is more, like, well, I do feel like the divine feminine is more tapped in and tuned into the energies right now, and is going to be a good guide for the divine masculine. Like, yeah, you're ready to act, but now's not the right time. Or, you know, you can't just blindly push forward even though you want to. There's divine timing at play. So, divine masculines, listen to this. I know we have quite a few. Actually, I think our TLC for the soul base of listeners and viewers, and our collective is still almost evenly split at 50, not 50-50, but very closely half divine masculine and half divine feminine that are part of our community. So I think it's just this month, you've got to be true to you, and you've got to know what your boundaries are, what your, also what your, I don't want to say limitations, but how much can you do before you have to stop mid-journey and take a break with this whole nervous system thing that's coming up. And I still think there's going to be this feeling of like, wah, what I want still isn't here yet. We talk about this all the time. And those of you listening and watching are in different parts of your journey. Some of you are not affected as much by this waiting for stuff. Many of you I've seen through your social media and through you contacting me directly, like you've already moved forward onto the things that you want, and you're not still like some of us that are still like in this, like feel like this hangman mode or this waiting mode. So we've got different members of our TLC for the Soul Collective, some of them leading the way for others of us that are still kind of catching up, for lack of a better word. All right, so is there any light language for the 1111? Okay, so they're saying, no, not really. They're going to do all the light language at the end. So let's just get these couple of messages out, and then we'll do some light language to help you, to help soothe and calm and comfort. Maybe a little song will come out. My son was playing some music yesterday. He likes to listen to like a lot of indigenous music from like the shamans of Mexico, and he was playing one last night. He comes in my room and sits with me before I go to sleep, and he plays me little music and songs and stuff. And he was playing me a song. I was like, that song is just, it was just like a little shaman guy, like not even in English, right? I guess it was in Spanish. No, it wasn't even Spanish. He told me it was whatever their tribal language was that he was singing in. And I said, that song is so comforting. What is it? It just makes me feel like, oh, like I'm being held in a little blanket of love. And he's like, oh, it's an Icaro, which is like a shaman's song. It's an Icaro that he's singing. And I'm like, because it just kind of was, so soothing. And so I thought, that is very comforting. It wasn't even something I was really paying attention to until a few minutes in. I was like, oh, this little old man's voice is just doing something for me. Not in that way, but, it's like making me feel better, making me feel grounded. Okay, so we may do something like that at the end. All right, next message. So 1111, being in your peace, staying in your power, knowing when you need a break, understanding that the journey can sometimes take time. Those of us that have been doing this for a really long time are like, yeah. We know that. We know that. Okay, let's get one more. The left side. And that's interesting because the first one they had me read the right side, and my right side is my divine masculine side, and now they're having me read the left side, which is like my divine feminine side. This is number 10. Number 10 is the divine feminine number. She hadn't spoken to the spirits in so long. It felt good to be enveloped by their presence again. She stopped for a moment. This is the second time we're stopping. Took a deep breath and called out softly, away, awoo, away, awoo. She was surrounded by magical beings. No time like the present, she told herself. No time like the present, although she knew this could take a while. Hey, no need to worry. She had gone off like this before, and her community knew that she always returned after these vision quests. Hello, dear lady, a soft voice whispered in her right ear. That wasn't whispering, but hello, dear lady. She focused her attention and saw wings and pointy ears and starlight and sparkling dust. Whew, you scared me, she said, relieved. It was her forest guide, come to lead her on this journey, another journey. What have I gotten myself into today, she thought jokingly. Antar, the forest elf Fae, looked serious today. Oh, my lady, we have a treat for you. Are you ready? Without a doubt, she bowed in honor of his presence. Let's go. She told herself to move forward quickly. To follow the elf, she must glide and move like the wind, effortless and mobile. She wanted to know where they were going, but he wouldn't give up the secret. Just enjoy the journey, he told her. Stop thinking about the destination. She knew he was right. How many times did she embark on a journey and become so preoccupied that she forgot to notice anything along the way? Tatia knew that anything they encountered could be a sign or symbol of significance, and she made a mental note to just relax and have fun. Juniper berries in your pocket, said Antar. Take one now and eat this juicy delight. I don't want any berries, she said, but it was useless to argue, so she popped one of the sweet little berries in her mouth. Come lay down under this tree and rest, Antar said. You need all your strength for what lies ahead. Don't get nervous. You'll do fine. We're all here to protect you, he said. Protect me from what, she wondered. Your shadows, said the elf Fae. Ah, so this was a shadow journey. Great, that's all I need, she thought. But she quickly corrected herself to a positive outlook and lay down under the old elm as he had suggested. She was starting to feel the effects of that one little berry. Lights twinkled around her, the sounds of the forest became amplified, and she could feel herself shifting. Page 11. All right, so what do we want to say about that Pleiadian power deck? This is like the other energies of this month. Joy. Go within and find your happy space. I got one more. Love, dragon, healing. Heal your heart through experiential play. So I think that's like the second or third time inner child healing has come up right now. Yeah. I think, let's go to Pluto and Capricorn. With Pluto moving out of Capricorn, that means Pluto is in the very final degrees of Capricorn. That's where all these self-mastery tests are coming up. And I don't want to belabor that too much, but those are the things those are the energies that you're like, oh, everything's great. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what just hit me? All these self-mastery tests are coming up. Can you trust your intuition? If it's relationships being tested to see how well you're doing, like with some of the relationships that maybe trigger you a lot, can you see where you've evolved from maybe where you would have done something maybe a little bit more brash or different, or you would have like interacted more, like gotten all up in arms or gotten all belligerent or something in the past. Now you're able to like pull back, and when you're having certain interactions, maybe with, like I said, people that challenge you, I can't see that there's not one person here that doesn't have like someone, some being that challenges you, because we learn the best through relationships. And so I think there's these opportunities to see, although they may still feel uncomfortable, like why, I think they're going to feel like, why is this back again? I thought I already dealt with this. I thought I was kind of through with this. And it's like, well, you are. And this is more like a graduation point than something that's going to linger around and force you to have to deal with it. It's more of these opportunities to act from your higher self and trust the, well, you know, I don't like the trust the process thing, but trust the process of what's happening here. And so the way to then get through that is, well, I think, to give yourself a pat on the back, right, and be like, man, I did it a lot better than I've done before. Although they still may get to you. I had one come up yesterday. It took me all morning to get through this. It was a 3-hour phone conversation with someone, and I was looking like, why am I still on the phone with this person? And I thought I did okay, but after the fact, I was really still, quote unquote, plagued by a lot of what was said during that conversation. These conversations can get very, they're saying like sequel injections. This person is very good at like manipulating people. I don't want to go too much into who they are, what they're doing, but they're very good at like manipulating both consciously and subconsciously. And that's why they're here, is like to trigger me. That's part of what they're doing. But they're very good at, spirit will get in there and have them, like a sequel injection is like a computer term. Yeah, they're giving me big chills. When something tries to like break through your aura and get to you, so to speak, right? SQL injection in the computer world is like a kind of like a hacking thing. When somebody tries to hack something, it's a type of like code or whatever that's used to like hack into websites and stuff like that. But so after the conversation, I thought I did really good, but then I was like, oh, even this morning, I was like, why am I still thinking about these things? The things this person said were so triggering, very triggering. And I didn't really get triggered with the person on the call. I handled it really good, they're saying. But a lot of what they said, like, because it just touched all the right buttons that were supposed to be pressed, I was like, oh my God, I was really getting nervous. And I had to clear my energy multiple times yesterday, and I had to instill some different things this morning. Do we want to talk about this brain thing? It's not really needed. You're going to have to find your own ways when mental chatter like that comes up. I've worked with my guides to instill what I'm calling like a high vibe, some sort of like frequency net around my mental body to help with the mental chatter of like ruminating thoughts and worries and things that are mostly unfounded. That my guy, they're saying that most of the worries you're having, things that might be coming up, things that maybe somebody said that triggered you, are mostly unfounded, to get you to see how far you've come, but also to realize what's still left there to be healed. Should these things trigger you and cause all this worry and confusion and upsetness, they're saying it's basically a test. It's basically a test. So a test means that once you're through with the test, there's usually like a positive outcome versus what you're thinking is like, the end of the world. Because some of the things this person was telling me, I was like, no. And I did really good in standing my ground, I think, and having very strong boundaries, whereas in the past I would have acquiesced to this person and just kind of been like, well, I guess you can just doormat walk all over me, because you feel like you have the power to do so. And this time I feel like I held my ground very well. So those are the types of things that are the big challenges coming up right now. I think it's like people and situations coming back around just to show you how far you've come after this 16 long years of doing all this work, persevering, showing up for yourself. And you will know, here's the way to tell, you might just know, but if you don't know what areas this whole Pluto and Capricorn has been working on with you for those past whatever years, it's like, take a look at, if you're a little bit more into your astrology chart, pull your astrology chart, take a look at where Capricorn, what house in your natal chart your Capricorn sign falls in, what houses, and then you can look up like, what is this house in astrology? And then Saturn, the planet Saturn, is also the ruler of Capricorn. You can go to where your natal Saturn is and look at what house in your astrology chart is your natal Saturn, and that's the other house that has been greatly been being transformed. Let's use more positive language, right? Transformed during this, since 2008 to this November 19th time frame. I do feel like that third week of November is going to be much more filled with light. We're just going through these proving grounds right now. I think you just kind of have to work through it. Okay, let's get a final card and then let's do some healing. Anything else we want to say to people? Angels are trying to reach you. We've got music coming in here with this. I would say, I think this has come up before though. It came up in, I think, one of our daily shorts. Know what you need and ask for what you want. And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be big things, right? Like today, something got stuck in a cabinet. I was like, oh my God, please help me get this down. So I couldn't open this silly jar of vitamin D gummy things. And I was like, I can't open this. One of them's darn, push and turn things. And I was like, please help me get this open. And someone from your team will help respond. And I was able to just get or your higher self or whoever, I was able to get that darn thing off. But I was not going to be struggling with that. I was about to go break it off. I'm like, I don't want to break it off. So check-in music is highly soothing. And I think that's where we're going to maybe do this little, we're going to see here, this healing is going to, yeah, look, child's play. Let's just see. Let's go into the healing right now and see what wants to come through. So this type of healing is best if you're stationary versus moving around, because it helps the connection and the energy better if you're not moving. So sitting, standing, laying down, whatever. And being in a receptive mode. Let's be thankful for this healing energy. Oops. Going to activate the heart, the crown. What do you guys want to do? What does this collective need? Patience. No, no, ninale ni no ko tira nuri bejenale ka kena hune meneshera o eka lani te shuka. Que canasha nena ho melane shano caro merare cancheta lo menae hena ho e care gesnene urro cantare heyo heyo Kiranine te chonde kalale heyo Hey, you canereta roncha na carrera tu, menane sharora, e canesha heya hua, heya heya hua, heya heya hua. Something a little bit faster. Tenagare careta nora, higanana rora etatu, meneka jajana leta dena, era rora, higananaru, nena hera, neneka jara, ena hera, ena u, ena ena, hekana jara, ena ora. Hena hena ketjana chachara hena oa hena hera hena ketchachara hena ora. Take a deep breath. Bringing in some heart healing, some higher heart activation, some throat chakra clearing. Kona hena he kere oka yoka kinnan ninja ningandoran chinning ding ding orange andora hingen ding ong geni achatora ingaringiringe nauro hina jena hingen de chora tikana tato tinga tantora ding ding dinga chinna tatoran dina tona thinking I feel like we're connecting with like a shaman's collective from different parts of the planet. That felt very Japan to me. It's very Japan coming out. The one before that felt very Central European. Let's see we got a couple more here. I feel like I'm connecting with like Indigenous grandmothers. That was very, told me that was Africa. Africa. Okay, and there's one more. Okay, we've got some Australian outback. These are also touching on different planetary chakras as well. I feel like this one is very root. That one felt very throat chakra. All right, let's see, one more. Let's take a deep breath. Oh my gosh, super grounding. I just feel like, it feels so good. Nervous system. De-stressed. If anybody wants to bookmark that for other people in the comments, like where's the healing start? You might want to go back and listen to this throughout the month to soothe yourself, to self-soothe. If I think about it, I might go in and put this as a separate, I don't know, we'll see what I'm guided to do. But if not, you can mark this and come back to it as often as you need it. Let me just check in. This feels like a good energy space to be in. Very grounded in earth energy this month. Letting it hold you, letting it support you, letting it guide you. Very grounded, very calm. Go to earth, go to ground. Let's see, so there's one more card, and then I will let us go. Oh, the card on the bottom came out. Time for a self-heal retreat. So balance these high energy days or these high energy moments with the appropriate type of healing that you feel like you need, with getting out there, being on the land. That was very comforting. I feel very calm. So let yourself Let yourself be loved, whatever that means. I'm gonna leave that part there. That sounds very Kundalini. Let yourself be loved. We're all doing our best we can with with what we've got at this point in time, and that's really the best you can do and what you're meant to be doing right now. So stay strong, little spiritual warriors, my little bringers of the light. I will see you again tomorrow. I'm recording this on Saturday the 9th, so I'll see you again tomorrow for Bringers of the Light Sunday with our week ahead look using our book in progress, Flying Potion. Until then, I hope you have a mystical, magical month of November.
Stomach
and we will
knots?
see you again soon. Take care.
Go see Cassie at Chai House Tea Bar. Her special drink this month is a mugwort chai or a chamomile frizzle. Both are guaranteed to set your mind at ease and calm your tummy troubles. Chai House Tea Bar, where you'll find a drink for every occasion.